Scientific learning is not just disclosing new things. It is also necessary to step forward without interrupting the interrelationship and interdependency along with the understanding of nature's intrinsic principles. High school children possess cognitive capacity of comprehending the nature and characteristics of the transforming world surrounding them and analyze abstract concepts. Hello everyone. This video is about Chapter 1 Nutrition of Telangana syllabus. Nutrition. Intake of nutrients is called nutrition. Organisms need nutrients for their growth, repair and maintaining body temperature. However, majority of organisms are not able to take nutrients as such as they take their nutrients in the form of food. The process of nutrition includes ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and excretion. Ingestion, taking in food from the surroundings. Digestion, breaking down of complex food molecules into simpler ones. Absorption, absorbing the nutrients into the body fluid. Assimilation, converting the food molecules into body molecules. Excretion, removal of extra unwanted materials. The method of acquiring food differ from organism to organism. Autotrophs. Autotrophs are the organisms capable of using light energy to synthesize chemical compounds. Autotrophs acquire nutrients like mineral salts and water from the soil as well as some gases from the air. Autotrophs are capable of producing complex compounds like carbohydrate, proteins and lipids from these very simple substances. Most of the food that we eat is obtained from plants. Among all the life process, respiration, nutrition, transportation, excretion and reproduction. The process of photosynthesis makes plants the universal food providers for all living organisms. A scientist named von Helmont from 17th century established the role of water by an experiment conducted by him for a period of 5 years. It took humankind another 300 years to arrive at the present definition of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants containing the green pigment chlorophyll build up complex organic molecules from simple inorganic ones using sunlight as an energy source. The chemical equation used widely is related to the one proposed by C.B. Van Til in 1931. According to him, for each molecule of carbohydrate formation, one molecule of carbon dioxide and two molecules of water are required. In this process, along with the carbohydrate, one molecule of each of oxygen and water are produced. C.B. Van Til first worked on purple sulfur bacteria and found light plays specific role in photosynthesis. Instead of water, he used hydrogen sulfide as starting material. Here no oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis, instead it is sulfur. He found a similar process of photosynthesis in plants when glucose was observed to be a product of photosynthesis. The following equations were proposed. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of light and chlorophyll gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. It is known that plants synthesize carbohydrate, the smaller and simpler ones, first, and from these the complex one like starch and cellulose. Test for starch. Take a leaf from a plant, soft and thin leaves and well exposed to sunlight. Boil the leaf in water, then transfer this leaf into a test tube containing methylated spirit. Boil the tube in a water bath. Chlorophyll dissolves in spirit and the leaf becomes pale due to removal of chlorophyll. Take the leaf carefully from test tube by using a brush. Spread the leaf in a petri dish and add a few drops of iodine, beta-iodine solution in it. The process of starch will be indicated by a bluish black color. Air and photosynthesis. Joseph Priestley in 1770 performed a series of experiments that revealed the essential role of air on the growth of green plants. Oxygen was discovered by Priestley in 1774. The name oxygen was coined later by Lavoisier in the year 1775. Priestley observed that a candle burning in a closed bell jar soon gets extinguished. Similarly, a mouse would soon suffocate in a closed space of the bell jar. He concluded that a burning candle or an animal both somehow damage air. When he placed a mint plant in the same bell jars, he found that the mouse stayed alive and the candle, when lighted from outside, continued burning. Priestley hypothesized as follows: plants restore the air what breathing animals and burning candles remove. Carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Take a t-shirt plant, keep the plant in the dark for nearly 3 days. Take a white water bottle, put potassium hydroxide pellets or potassium hydroxide solution in the bottle. Potassium hydroxide absorbs carbon dioxide. Insert splitted cork in the mouth of the bottle. Insert one of the leaf of discharged plant through a splitted cork into transparent bottle containing potassium hydroxide pellets or hydrosol solution. Leave the plant in the sunlight. After a few hours, test this leaf and any other leaf of this plant for presence of starch. The leaf part, which was exposed to atmospheric air and light, become bluish black, and the one inside the bottle containing potassium hydroxide, which absorbs carbon dioxide in the bottle, remains colorless. This proves that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Hydrilla plant experiment. Materials required: beaker, funnel, test tubes, hydrilla or any other aquatic plant, black paper, bucket full of water, incense stick, matchbox. Procedure: take beaker 3/4 filled with water, put hydrilla plant in the funnel and place the funnel in the beaker. Fill the test tube with water and carefully place it over the stem of the funnel. Take the whole setup under a bucket of water and insert a water-filled test tube over the stem of funnel. Take the setup out of the bucket and keep it under sunlight. Arrange the second set in the same way, cover it with black paper cloth. Keep them under shade. You will see that in the place of water there is air filled in the set kept in sun. It is actually a gas that will be collected in the test tube. Test the gas in the test tube by inserting a glowing matchstick or incense stick, which will burst into flames. It shows the presence of oxygen. Light and photosynthesis. A Dutch scientist, Jan Ingenhouse, found that plants form oxygen only in the presence of sunlight. In an experiment with an aquatic plant, hydrilla, he observed that in a bright sunlight, small bubbles formed around the green parts, while the dark they did not form. He also found that the gas present in the bubbles was oxygen. Engelmann in the early 20th century ingeniously detected the point of maximum rate of photosynthesis. He used a strand of algae and exposed it to different colors of light. Then he used the oxygen sensitive bacteria and found that they crowd around areas illuminated with red and blue rays of light. Sunlight is necessary to form starch in green plant. Take a potted plant with discharged leaves. Cover one of its leaves with black paper on which a design is cut. Fix the paper on the leaf in such a manner that light does not enter the dark part. Place this potted plant in sunlight. After a few hours of exposure to bright sunlight, test the leaf, which is covered by black paper, for the presence of starch. Observe the color of leaf stained with iodine. It will be observed that only the part of the leaf which could get light through the cut out design turns bluish black, showing the process of starch. Chlorophyll and photosynthesis. Ingenhouse proposed that only green plant parts could carry out the process of photosynthesis. Pelletier and Cavendish later obtained extract of green-colored substance and named it chlorophyll. They also found that pigments, in addition to chlorophyll, carotenoids and phycobilins, could also aid the process of photosynthesis by passing on the energy of sunlight trapped by them to chlorophyll. The exact location of the photosynthetic part or a part containing chlorophyll were discovered by Julius von Schaast were named as chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are present in large numbers in the cells of part like stomatal guard cell and ground tissue of green parts of the plant. Structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is a membrane structure consisting of three membranes. The innermost layer forms stacked sac-like structures called granule. The intermediary fluid-filled thylakoid portion is called as stroma. Substances found in chloroplast which capture sunlight are called photosynthetic pigments. There are several types of photosynthetic pigments involved in the process to produce organic molecules like glucose in plants. Chlorophyll is such a pigment which contains one atom of magnesium. It is similar in structure to a heme of hemoglobin, the iron containing red pigment that transport oxygen in blood. Two major kinds of chlorophylls are associated with thylakoid membranes. Chlorophyll A is bluish green in color and chlorophyll B is yellowish green in color. Around 250 to 400 pigment molecules are grouped as light harvesting complex or photosynthetic unit in each thylakoid. Mechanism of photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, several events occur in chloroplast. Conversion of light energy to chemical energy, splitting of water molecule, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. Light is required to initiate several events, while several may continue even in absence of it. That would mean once light energy has captured, it can help in reactions to continue even in the dark. Light dependent events or reactions are called light reactions, and it has been found to take place in grana, while the rest are called light independent or dark reactions, and they occur in the stroma. Light reaction. Chemical reactions occur in a very quick succession initiated by light, and therefore it is called photochemical phase or light dependent reaction. The light reaction takes place in grana of chloroplast. Chlorophyll on exposure to light energy become activated by absorbed photon. The energy used in the splitting of water molecule to release oxygen. The reaction is known as photolysis. This was discovered by Robert Hill and it is also called Hill's reaction. Hydrogen produced in photolysis is immediately picked up by a special compound, NADP, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, to form NADPH. Another energy-rich compound, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is also formed at the end of the light reaction. Light independent reaction. This reaction does not require the presence of light. This is also called dark reaction. In the dark phase, the hydrogen combines with carbon dioxide by using ATP energy and produces glucose. Finally, glucose may be converted into storage product starch. Plants are capable of surviving under a range of situations from very hot, dry and brightly colored condition to wet, humid and dimly lighted condition. The requirement of light and other factors varies from one plant to another. Heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms are capable of surviving under different conditions and acquiring their food in different ways. Organisms that cannot produce their food their own are heterotrophic. Depending on the type and availability of food, organisms can adapt to a range of strategies of food intake and use. Some organisms like mold, yeast, mushrooms break down the food materials outside the body and then absorb it are called saprophytes. Some other organisms derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. This type of food particle, parasitic nutritive strategy, is used by a wide variety of organisms like cuscuta, lice, leeches and tapeworms. Others take in whole material and digest it. Since the food and the way it is obtained differs, the digestive system is also different in various organisms. In single cell organisms like amoeba, the food may be taken in by the entire surface. But as the complexity of the organs increases, different parts become specialized to perform different functions. Amoeba takes food using temporary finger-like extractions called pseudopodia of the cell surface which fuse over the food particle forming a food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, complex substances are broken down into simple ones, then diffuse into cytoplasm. The remaining undigested material is moved to the surface of the cell and thrown out. In paramecium, which is also an unicellular organism, the cell has definite shape. Food is taken at a specific spot called cytostome. Food is moved to the spot by the movement of cilia, which covers the entire surface of the cell where the food is digested. Parasitic nutrition. Dodder is a leafless twining parasitic plant. The dodder plant contains no chlorophyll. Escuta reflexa has been found to have very little amount of chlorophyll, hence it is absorbed through haustoria. Haustoria are root-like structures that penetrate the tissue of a host plant and make a lid. Water is drawn through the haustoria from the host plant, xylem, and nutrients are drawn from its fluid. Nutrition in human beings. Human digestive system is a very complex in nature. Human digestive system consists of alimentary canal and associated glands. The alimentary canal is basically a long uneven tube extending from mouth to anus. Various regions of alimentary canal specialize to perform different functions. The parts of human alimentary canal include mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Passage of food through the alimentary canal or gut. Food is cut and crushed by our teeth in the mouth and mixed with saliva to make it very wet, slippery lump called bolus. The process is called mastication. This bolus is suitable to pass through esophagus. Saliva is secreted by 3 pairs of salivary glands. Saliva mainly contains an enzyme amylase which helps in the breakdown of complex carbohydrate to simple organs. This process of breaking down complex substances into simple substances with the help of enzymes and their absorption into the body is called digestion. The tongue helps in mixing the food and pushing it into the next part. The lower jaw also helps in this process. The soft food mixed with saliva passes through esophagus or food pipe by wave-like movement called peristaltic movement to the stomach. At the stomach, food gets churned with the gastric juice and hydrochloric acid rendering the medium acidic. The proteins are broken down into smaller molecules with the help of enzyme pepsin. Food in the form of soft slimy substance is called chyme. Then the food material passes from the stomach to the small intestine. The ring-like muscles called pyloric sphincters are regulating the opening of the passage such that only a small quantities of the food materials may be passed into the small intestine at a time. The small intestine is the longest part of the alimentary canal. Its proximal part is called duodenum. It is the site of further digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fats. It receives the secretion of liver and pancreas for this purpose. These juices render the internal condition of the intestine gradually to a basic or alkaline one. Fats are digested by the help of bile juice secreted from the liver. The process is called emulsification. Pancreatic juice secreted from pancreas contain enzymes like trypsins for carrying on the process of digestion of proteins and lipids for fats. Walls of the small intestine secrete intestinal juice which carry this process further. That is, small molecules of proteins are broken down to further small molecules. Carbohydrate digestion that started in the mouth and did not occur in the stomach resumes in small intestine. Transfer of product of digestion from intestine into blood is called absorption. Internally, intestinal wall has a number of finger-like projections called microvilli. The villi increases the surface area for absorption. Blood vessels and lymph vessels are present in the form of network in the villi. Products of digestions are absorbed first in the villi and from here into the blood vessels and lymph vessels. After maximum absorption of food in the small intestine, the rest passes into the large intestine. At the large intestine, most of the water present is absorbed. Remaining material is then expelled through the anus, called defecation. Vomiting is the body's method of ridding itself of unwanted or harmful substances from the stomach. The peristaltic movement of the stomach and esophagus reverse the normal direction and food is expelled under abnormal conditions. There are many causes of vomiting, but one of the most common is overeating, especially when the food contains high proportion of fat. Vomiting also occurs when we eat something very indigestible or poisonous. When we have a greenish vomit, usually called as a bilious or liverish, we get a bitter taste and it's often the result of having overeaten. The liver is unable to cope with excessive fat and we get a feeling of nausea. Indigestion is a general term used when there is difficulty in digesting food. Healthy people can usually avoid problems related to digestion by having simple, well-balanced meals. Avoiding taking violent exercise soon after eating food. Drinking plenty of water. Intake of fiber-rich food to avoid constipation. A serious condition of indigestion is caused by stomach and duodenal ulcers. The cause of this may be a kind of diet, an infection, or a habit. Diseases due to malnutrition. Our diet should be balanced. One which contains proper amount of carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins, minerals, salt and fat. 2/3 of world population is affected by food related diseases. Most of them are facing various diseases due to lack of balanced diet. Eating of food that does not have one or more than nutrients required amount is called malnutrition. Poor health, willful starvation, lack of awareness of nutritional habits, socio-economic factors are all the reasons for malnutrition. Malnutrition may be protein malnutrition, calorie malnutrition, protein calorie malnutrition. Harmful effect of malnutrition in children. Kwashiorkor disease. This is due to protein deficiency diet. Body parts become swollen due to accumulation of water in the intercellular spaces. Very poor muscle development, swollen legs, fluffy face, difficult to eat, diarrhea, dry skin are the symptoms of this disease. Marasmus. This is due to deficiency of both protein and calories. Generally, this disease occurs when there is an immediate second pregnancy or repeated childbirth. Lean and weak, less developed muscles, dry skin, diarrhea, etc. are the symptoms of this disease. Obesity. Apart from the deficiency disease mentioned, the constant intake of high caloric food may lead to condition called obesity. In this condition, a person gains extra fat and becomes overweight. Obese children may suffer from problems related to cardiovascular, gallbladder, etc. Vitamin deficiency diseases. Vitamins are vital amines, the organ substances. They are macronutrients required in small quantities. Actually, vitamins are not synthesized in the body. We do not generally suffer from vitamin deficiency. The source of vitamin in our body is through two ways. One is diet and other is bacteria present in medicine that synthesize and supplies vitamins to the body. Vitamins are classified in two groups: water soluble vitamins B complex and C, fat soluble vitamins vitamin A, D, E and K. If food we take doesn't contain vitamins in the right proportion, it can lead to vitamin deficiency disorders. Vitamin B1 deficiency disease beriberi, vitamin B2 deficiency disease glossitis, B3 pellagra, B6 anemia, B12 pernicious anemia, pantothenic acid burning feet, biotin nerve disorders, ascorbic acid scurvy, retinol eye skin diseases, calciferol rickets, tocopherol fertility disorders, phylloquinone vitamin K problems in clotting of blood, folic acid anemia. There are important questions of annual examination. Write differences between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition, ingestion, digestion. Give examples: dietary enzymes, vitamins, organism risk switching, heterotrophic nutrition, nutrition deficiency diseases. Explain the process of photosynthesis with a flow chart. Explain the structure of chloroplasts with a neat labeled sketch. Mention the names of glands which helps in digestion. What is the role of roughages in the alimentary tract? What is malnutrition? Explain a few differential diseases. What process do you follow in the laboratory to study the process of starch in leaves? How would you demonstrate that green plants release oxygen when exposed to light? Draw a neat level diagram of human digestive system. List out the part where peristalsis takes place. Thank you all for watching the video. Please share and subscribe my channel. Courtesy Internet. Thank you all.